Hello, this is Mohammed Wasame, network and cybersecurity trainer. I started my career 2001 in a company called Computer Exchange. You can view my LinkedIn and see exactly how many companies I worked for. Now, some of the companies I worked for in the past, I excluded because they're going to be too many anyway. So, again, Mohammed Wasame, cybersecurity and network trainer. Today, the topic is CCNA and Juniper JNCIA and also ECS. This is Extreme Network Certifications. Remember, this company used to be a brocade. Alright, having either CCNA or JNCIA or ECS is to put you in a position to be network analyst, network engineer, network administrator, or senior network engineer. You will be able to deploy, test, and support small, medium, network, cloud, or on-prem. Alright, we obviously know that experience basically is more valid than certifications. However, having the right training course with a good takeaway positions you to gain the experience you need to jump into opportunities. So we're gonna focus here on just CCNA in this part, and the next part we're gonna focus on JNCIA, and the third part basically ECS. So in Cisco you have network fundamentals 20%, network access 20%, IP connectivity and IP services 35%. I put this together, and security and automation 25%. Now, having gained all of this makes you, as I said, to plan, somebody who can plan, someone who can design, someone who can test, someone who can implement and support. Support who? You hear you. Alright? Hear you. Alright, so who are, your customers? Who are you serving? You serving your users, you supporting systems, and you're providing solutions. So let me take you through where the CCNA definitions, are coming from. So here's the definition. Basically, CCNA description, exam description, 200-301, 120 minutes exam. It's kind of like associate certifications. So the first point, we've got basically network fundamentals 20%, and network access we've got 20%, IP connectivity we've got 25%. This is this is all about OSPF, EIGRP, network, routing protocol, prefixes, subnet mask, next hop, administrative distance, cost, gateway, and so on and so forth. It's all about routing protocols, okay? And also the other stuff. We've got 10% IP services, and we've got security fundamentals. Here we're talking about SSH, VPN, multi-factor authentication, certificate, biometrics, VPN, so on and so forth. It's a lot of stuff. It's also WPA2, WPA3, and so on and so forth, pressure key. And last one, called a network automation, Cisco DNA, okay? And this is basically the scope and the syllabus. So, I don't start how they started. The way I teach, I always start from a spanning tree. So, if I show you where I start from here. Describe the needs for basic operation of a spanning tree. That's where I start, and I go up, okay? From layer 2 all the way up to the application layer. That's where I start. Alright, so let me now show you. Let's walk through how they put 1.1 to 1.1a to 1.1g. Because the reason why I don't start this there's a lot of mouthful here. There's a lot of stuff. Somebody who doesn't know spanning tree cannot basically talk about Cisco DNA Center and wireless controller. It's impossible. And next generation firewalls. They need to be able to basically pick up spanning tree, interfaces, and so on and so forth, how things are connected, which interface is trunk, which interface is access, how switches work, and basically process MAC address, how spanning tree blocks certain ports, allow traffic to flow certain ports, so on and so forth. That's the basic where I start from. I don't start from here. But this doesn't mean that this does not mean that Cisco is wrong and I'm right. No. It's the way I basically say it, because for the past 15 years I've been supporting this field. I don't see somebody who's a beginner can do this. But if you're already in the network, then obviously, this is the good place to start with. If you're a college leaver, a school leaver, or graduate, then basically this is not the right place to start with. You need to know from zero as well. So let's basically walk through how these are connected now. Okay, so here are the connected devices that Cisco talked about in that syllabus. So here's the endpoint. The endpoints are basically connected to the switch, as you can see. Access points are also connected to the switches. Servers will also connect to the switches. Okay, servers are also connected to endpoint. The endpoints are laptops, mobile phones, tablets, PCs, and so on. These are endpoints. Servers also sometimes, most of the time, they are the endpoint. They are connected to switches. Okay, so we got endpoints here, I got endpoint here, I got servers. Layer 2 switches here. Alright, they talk about layer 2 and layer 3 switch. This is the layer 2 switch right now. They also mention in that dots firewalls. This is the firewall. Look how they're connected. So you got the endpoint, the switches, the firewall, the router, and the ISP. You've got this way. Alright? So if anybody asks where all of those devices live, this is how they are basically designed, and this is their place. So endpoints here, connect to switch to layer 2, this is the layer 2 switch right now, and then above this switch you've got the firewalls, okay, above that you've got the routers, right, which is connected to the ISP. So you got the endpoint to the ISP. So endpoint goes to layer 2 switch, layer 2 switch connect to the firewall connect to the routers. Now sometimes we've got a switch here in the middle, switches. So we got routers, switches, firewalls. But I've chosen just to assume that I'm going to be connecting my firewall directly to the Juniper routers this way. Alright, and this is how the stuff they mention here are connected. So you can see here routers, layer 2 switches, firewalls, IPS, access point, controllers, Cisco DNA Center, wireless controller, endpoints, and a server. And that's where they are basically. So endpoints, servers, endpoints. Look at this. They are closer to the users. So the user will be here using those machines. And then you got the switches, then you got the firewall, then you got the router, and then you got the ISP, and then you got the cloud, Azure or whatever. And then here I've got the remote basically. Sorry, I forgot the access points as well. Access points will be distributing a Wi-Fi connection to users who are not connected physically to the network. So this is basically in a plain kind of like a 10-minute introduction, and that is how basically you're expected to know this stuff. Now, where do you go from here? I can show you basically my websites, which is going to be basically, it's going to be your hub, basically your first point to get to know to us. And here are the courses. I can guarantee you, you can't get cheaper than this. It's almost free. CCNA, Juniper, Cisco, Juniper, Fortinet, Palo Alto. Look at the prices and look at the days and look at how many hours that we've been teaching. No chunk, no cheap, no basically chunk of 5 days courses. So until then, have a good day.